Dr. Kani,
Thank you.
thank you very much for making time to chat this morning. I have been ranting and raving about what I saw last night,
Thank you.
even though I'm still trying to put the great words that even match what I watched last night at the first African screening of Black Panther. And so I have to firstly ask you, I cannot imagine what it was like as someone who worked on such a production to be sitting there amongst an African audience as they watched it. How did it feel for the very first time?
When you create work as an artist, the process is almost like creating a Frankenstein monster. You are so involved, and then you present it, and then you feel a little bit of trepidation and nervousness. Are they going to like it? Are they going to understand it? And when you hear the resounding emotion and applause, you think, wow, we did it. And that's how you feel. We did it. Already as an artist, your mind is on what's next. But this one, I want to hold on and put my finger in the cookie jar and
savor
it
a bit. Absolutely. What was your intention when you started out on this project? Because it's not a frivolous role to take on, and you never take on roles that way. But when you read the script, when you realized the essence of this role, what were you hoping that audiences leave having felt?
You could even give me a story, Skanoma Temba, walking in the Transkei Road with a bucket of milk. I will always find as an actor the critical point or turning point in the role, the reason of the writer in telling the story, the impact the writer wanted to have on their own community, in their own village, or to their nation. You as an actor make the role pivotal and incredible. Nothing in the story is a slide in and slide out, because it cannot be told without you, or you can tell it alone. So when the offer comes, you say thank you. And you're always, in my profession, as good as your last piece of work.
Well,
so if you leave that legacy and that memory, it creates opportunities for the future. We are always looking for that opportunity door to open up just a little bit so you could slide in.
I'm probably the last person you need a recommendation from, but I would have to say, if this is your last role, it was a damn fine job.
Thank you.
So it was absolutely incredible. How do you then move on forward? As you were saying, it's a very personal process, but at the same time, as an actor, you are looking on forward. Moving from a role like this, how does it change you? And how does it change the way you tell stories in future? And how does it change the world? How does it change the way you choose your roles as well?
Already I know that after this production, I'm going to voice Rafiki in The Lion King. So immediately now my mind say, thank you, Black Panther. I'm now in Lion King with Disney. I'm now beginning to work. We're talking with the director. I met him in Hollywood. What's your understanding? What's your interpretation? Did you see the animation one? What do you think you could bring into this role?
So you really get involved.
Yes.
It's more than just learning lines and pitching up on set.
No, anybody can do that. You can get a secretary to do that. You need an actor. You need them to breathe life into this, to make it a memorable event, and also to get an opportunity to display and showcase your own skill. Because that's what I'm good at. So therefore, an opportunity to do that. And I'm conscious of the fact that I'm creating a legacy. I'm creating a footpath that the next generation might find it easier than me. I walk where there's no footpath, but I leave tiny little footsteps to give young people, the next generation, to say, if that old man can do it, so can I.
Wow. There was once Maya Angelou's son who spoke about being Maya Angelou's son and said, I actually don't feel like I'm standing in her shadows, but I actually feel like I'm standing in her light. And I don't want to put words in your son's mouth, but I feel as well in our discussion, that must be how he felt on set. Similarly so. How was it like working with your son on the movie?
Some people sometimes ask Atandwa, how do you feel just being the son of John Kani, live with him? And he would say, I've never met John Kani. I've met my father,
Yes.
who wants to know that are the dogs fed, with the gate locked, have you done your washing, have you done this? And that's our relationship. And what I liked mostly when I heard he did one interview, and he said, how can you follow in your father's footsteps? He says, I can't. He wears a too big size shoe. I'm making my own tiny ones along the side, which I hope would deepen and leave a track for my peers and my next generation. So that's the relationship. Being on set with him, but never in the same scene, because we're playing the same character. It was incredible.
There's something so serendipitous about that. That's amazing.
You sit there and watch him, of course, and then I'm standing back and he's doing his scene, and I'm thinking, he's not bad.
Oh, not bad.
He's going to be a good actor one day. He's going to be a good actor.
Well, Dr. Kani, thank you very, very much for your time.
Thank you.
And you were speaking about your legacy and what you hope and how you hope you carve your path. Well, I just say, on behalf of many, many people, you have changed our lives and you continue changing our lives and teaching us a lot. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Fantastic.